Our next speaker is Miroslav. He's Chief Scientific Officer at the Hydronaut Project, and he will tell us more about Little Moon City in Prague. Please, Miroslav, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. So thank you very much, Alexei, for having me here and giving us opportunity to present our wonderful facility. So I will share my screen. Hopefully everything will work. Yeah, so you should be able now to see my screen. Yeah, can you confirm that, someone? Okay, very good, perfect. All right, so today I will be talking about our project. It's called Hydronaut Project, and it's also Little Moon City in Prague. So I will explain everything in a minute. And it's a different topic compared to what was just said during the previous presentation, because we are dealing with humans and we are doing with human space flight. So it's absolutely different area. But before I start, let me tell you something about human space flight. So you probably all agree with me that before we send humans to space, we need to be sure that they are properly trained and that also that the technologies work perfectly. And to do so, we need to test them and test them rigorously. And to do so, we are testing them in so-called ICE environment, what is abbreviation for isolated confined extreme environments, which are traditionally located, let's say, on deserts, in polar regions, in caves, or underwater. And we are one of such space analogs, which are used to mimic some of the space environments specifics to be able to perform such test or training activities. So our facility is extremely unique, and it's basically the only one in the world which is hybrid. What means that our habitat, the station, can be operational both on ground and also underwater. And such station allows to perform stays of human beings either underwater or on surface for really various amount of time. The project itself started a few years ago, and we just finished our first phase, which lasted for 5 years, where we have been 5 years underwater, and we have performed 3 analog space missions. And altogether, we spent something like almost 400 hours in saturation. The whole project has been incubated in ESA Business Incubation Center in Prague. And on the right side of the screen, basically, you can see the habitat. You can see also the traverse of the habitat. Yeah, let me tell about it a little bit more. So the habitat itself can accommodate up to 4 people inside, 4 crew members. The volume inside the habitat is roughly 20 cubic meters, and the surface area is something like 8 square meters. So these parameters are very similar to Orion spacecraft. So basically, we are mimicking the size of the Orion spacecraft, which will be transferring astronauts from Earth to Moon, let's say, very early. Inside the habitat, we have full connectivity. You have Wi-Fi there, you have electricity, light systems, everything, life support system, and so on. How it looks like inside, you can see on the right side of the picture. So we have like 2 compartments basically. One is dedicated for the crew, for crew rest, and so we have some beds over there, small kitchen, etc. On opposite side, we have small laboratory with communication center. Inside the habitat, we can even have a greenhouse, and we have had it underwater during one of our missions, where we really grew up some plants and some sprouts. Habitat, of course, it's life support system dependent. So it means that you need to have a proper operation to keep your crew alive. Of course, the operations are usually 24/7. And if we are underwater, then of course we also offer different capabilities because, of course, you probably are familiar with neutral buoyancy laboratory where you can train microgravity in underwater setup. The same is actually doable also by us when we are underwater. As I said, we can be operational both on ground and underwater. The whole operation of the whole facility, of course, needs some control center. And it's our mission control center, which controls the crew members, either visually or acoustically. Mission control also communicates with the crew and monitors vital signs, because all crew members are usually connected to all physio monitors, so we can monitor like heart rate, respiratory rate, skin temperature, etc. We also monitor inside the atmosphere of the habitat, like CO2 levels, temperature, humidity, some dangerous gases, etc. Also, mission control, it's important that it communicates with our crew members and transfer the data. You can imagine if you are an analog astronaut or crew member, then of course you need to have a daily plan like astronauts have. And basically you need to transfer the data, you need to upload, download the data, and communicate with the crew members. To make it viable, we have a special type of flight planning software, which is called Common Tank, and we use it also for task management and monitoring of some vital signs of crew members. The whole operations are guided by international guidelines and standards for analog space missions, so to keep the highest level of fidelity and the safest in safest possible way. Habitat, as I said, has been 5 years underwater, and last year we have moved to Prague, and we have created Little Moon City in Prague. So hence, we are both Hydronaut Project and Little Moon City in Prague. In Prague, we are located in one of the university campuses, which of course allows us to have a really fruitful collaboration with local universities. And how it looks like in Little Moon City in Prague, you can see in the picture. So basically, Habitat is like central part where we perform analog space missions. Then we have a mission control center on the right side, and we also have an AVA area. And the AVA area is basically dedicated to simulate lunar surface. So we have a soil on ground, and with the use of virtual reality, we can simulate lunar conditions. And I tell you, we can really simulate in a really high fidelity way. A few weeks ago, I have been participating in one of our simulated analog space missions, and I was privileged to make the first step on the moon with a virtual reality, and it was really like a life-changing experience, really, to open the hatch and step on the moon, despite it was on Earth, almost in the city center of the Prague, but being on the lunar surface was really have some feeling. So, yeah, that's what we do. Of course, this makes us extremely unique. And we already have established several collaborations with partners from academia and industry in Czech Republic, but also from internationally, like from Taiwan, also from Norway. And now we are starting several projects with Italy. And also, I have to say that we are also collaborating with astronauts, with space agencies. And we are not only ESA big incubated, but now we are also applying to become ESA ground-based facility to provide our services to all researchers in Europe and to keep our standards as high as possible. Of course, we are a company, so we also need to keep an eye on commercialization. So we also do a lot of research and activities which can commercialize our project. Just to mention a few of them, we are currently developing virtual fitness coach, what is a platform which will basically transfer the real physical coach into virtual coach to support you when you are in ice environment. Also, we are still developing a communication platform. And what is really the most update from our end is that we are developing personal development trainings schedule. So as a normal person, you can still benefit from our analog space mission. So you can join such a training, and basically you can improve your personal skills, like teamwork, communication, resilience, etc. So that's something what we can really offer to general public. Of course, there are also different other options to collaborate either with industry or academia. As I said, we can provide analog space missions. We can provide them both on ground or underwater, or let's say hybrid versions if needed. We can also change, let's say, the time inside the habitat, so we can adjust the crew to different daylight cycles. And we also have a special device which allows us to demonstrate, or let's say to implement communication delay. So currently we can delay communication and data transfer from microseconds up to minutes. But of course, it's very similar to lunar conditions, or even at some point to Mars conditions. When you will communicate, you will experience challenges with communication delay. So this altogether allows not only the training, but it also allows to basically to develop your technologies. So it's used also for technology readiness level maturation of your product or service. And the best thing about that is we are located in Prague. So if you need a good excuse to go for a good beer to Prague, then yeah, we are one of them. So that's it from my end. And thank you very much for having me here. And I'm open to your questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miroslav.